Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good evening, all. Well, first of all, let's say thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala because of His blessing. We can stay here without any obsolescence. Secondly, peace and solution may be open our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So I'm here, Shofiatul Zanah, the moderator of the today's presentation. I'm very happy to see you here and welcome all of you to this presentation. In this presentation, there are 5 speakers with their respective themes. The first, Fathia, about making liquid organic fertilizer from rice washing water. Second, Ninda, about making bar soap with pandan leaf extraction. Third, Elsa, about making aromatic candle from used cooking oil. And for Andika, about making handsanitizer from Aloevera. And the last one is me, about making local microorganism from stale rice. Before the presentation start, let me tell you how the presentation will go. Each speaker is given 5 minutes to deliver his presentation. After the presentation, the presentation participants are given the opportunity to ask the speaker at least one question per presentation. After the completion of delivery of one speaker, will be forwarded to another speaker. Now, allow me to welcome first speaker, Fathia, to make his presentation. Fathia, please explain the material.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Let me introduce myself. My name is Fathia Rosyida and you can call me Fathia. In here, I would like to present about making organic fertilizer from rice washing water. Rice washing water was come from the result of cleaning rice, or also called slurry. Rice washing water is usually just thrown away and not used, even though rice washing water contains a lot of nutrients needed for plant growth. One of the nutrients contained in rice washing water is phosphorus. Phosphorus is a macronutrient that is needed by plants in large amounts. Phosphorus plays a role in the formation of flower and fruit, material for forming cell nuclei and cell walls, encouraging the repair of chlorophyll, and function in transporting energy from metabolism in plant. In addition, rice washing water also contains organic compounds from minerals such as potassium, magnesium, sulfur, iron, and vitamin B1. Next, liquid organic fertilizer. Liquid organic fertilizer is a fermented fertilizer derived from organic material containing amino acid, hormone, and vitamin play a role in stimulating and increasing microbial growth. The main ingredient is the manufacture of organic fertilizer consists of 3 components, such as carbohydrate, glucose, and a source of bacteria or additive. Next, PM4 or additive microorganism and molasses. PM4 is yellowish-brown liquid, has an acidic odor with a pH of 3.5. Most of the content in PM4 is Lactobacillus acetobacteria, and also to other types of microorganisms such as photosynthesis, Streptomyces and yeast that can fertilize the soil and increase plant growth. PM4 bacteria that play a role in accelerating the fermentation of organic matter so that nutrient content will be absorbed and available to plant. Molassa as a nutrient provider for EM4 bacteria. This addition of molassa is due to contain many nutrients that support the fermentation process as a provider of microbial for speed up the fermentation process of fertilizer. Next is tool and material making fertilizer organic. Tools is 1 bottle of mineral water measuring 1.5 liters, and the ingredient is 1 liter of rice washing water from the first washing. Second, 1 bottle cup EM4 and the last 20 gram or 1 tablespoon granulated sugar. Next method, how to making liquid organic fertilizer from rice washing water. First, dissolve granulated sugar with a liter rice washing water. And the second, put the solution in a mineral water bottle. Third, add the remaining rice washing water and EM4. Next, stir until homogeneous. Store in a dark place and the room temperature for 1 to weeks until they can be harvested. And the last, liquid organic fertilizer from rice washing water is ready to be applied to plant at a dose of 1 cup or 250 milliliter for 1 liter of water. Conclusion: utilization of rice washing water, which is usually just thrown away, can be used to be processed into liquid organic fertilizer with the addition of ingredients such as EM4 and sugar. Application of liquid organic fertilizer from rice washing water on plants such as ornamental plant, chili plant, and celery. The benefit of making liquid organic fertilizer from rice washing water include: first, reducing rice washing water so that it's become more useful. Making fertilizer is relatively easy and cheap. And the last, liquid organic fertilizer is safe for plants. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Fatih, for giving such as information and interesting presentation. Okay, now are the time for the question and answer session. I would like to have 2 questions from the participant. Please, does anyone to ask? If you wanna ask, please raise your hands. Okay, Elsa, please tell your question to Fatih.
Okay, Fathia, your presentation is very good. Okay, I want to ask a question presentation by Fathia. Why do you ask rice washing water to make organic fertilizer? Note that other materials such as corn can be made into organic fertilizer and are easier to obtain. And as far as I know, rice washing is not a hazardous wash. Please state the reason. Okay, thank you, Chi.
Okay, the second question from Ninda. Okay, Ninda, you can tell your question to Fatih.
Thank you, moderator. Fathia, what are the advantages of liquid organic fertilizer from rice washing water compared to liquid fertilizer from other material, non-organic liquid fertilizer? Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Elsa and Ninda. So I have two questions in here. The first one comes from Elsa, and the second one from Ninda. Fathia, are you ready to answer the question? If you are ready, please answer the question this now.
Okay, thank you, Uchi. Now I want to question. I want to answer question from Elsa. The reason I choose rice washing water to be processed into liquid organic fertilizer is because rice washing water is very easy to obtain. Even every household must produce rice washing water every time that they cook rice. So, in my opinion, this rice washing water is easy to obtain when compared to other material such as corn, vegetable, or fruit waste. And as we all know, rice washing water is not harmful to be in environment, but it will be just throwing it away and using it to be processed into liquid organic fertilizer. In addition, the process of making liquid organic fertilizer from rice washing water is also very easy and effective. Okay, Elsa, are you understand?
Yes, I understand. Thank you, Fathia.
Okay, now I want to answer question from Ninda. Thank you, Ninda, for your question. This liquid organic fertilizer from rice washing water has several advantages, such as 1. The raw material obtained are very easy because they can utilize household waste. The second, the manufacture process is relatively easy and efficient. And third, liquid organic fertilizer are safe for plant than non-organic fertilizer. And the last, organic fertilizer contain more complete microelements than non-organic fertilizer. The quality of plant that use organic fertilizer will be better, so that plants are not susceptible to disease and plants are healthier. Organic fertilizer can make the soil loose, increase water absorption and capacity, add vitamin to plant, and increase agricultural production. Okay, Ninda, are you understand?
Yes, I am understood. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ninda.
Okay, are there any questions? If there are no any questions, let's move to another speaker. Thank you so much, Fatih, for the presentation.
Okay, Uchi, thank you.
Now, allow me to welcome the second speaker, Ninda, to make his presentation. Ninda, please explain the material.
Thank you for the opportunity. I am Ninda Karisa. You call my name is Ninda, where I will presentation how to make bar soap with pandan leaf extract. Okay. Number 1, soap. Soap are alkali metallic salt, general sodium salt of fatty acid. Soap include C16 and C18 salt. However, man incorporates a few discrete atomic weight carbolides. Soap is produced through a sulfonication process, specifically the hydrolysis of fat into fatty acid and glycerol in the alkali environment. The primary situation usually are NaOH and KOH. Next, saponification reaction. The method of creating soap is called saponification. Saponification is hydraulic response of fatty acid with inside the presence of the substitutable or robust base. The following is a saponification reaction. The view. Another product, the saponification response is glycerol. In addition to C12 and C16, soap is likewise composed of carboxylic acid groups. Soap made with NaOH dissolved water slowly in water that cleaning soap made with KOH. Soap product of robust alkali, NaOH and KOH, has a pH cost among 9.0 to 10.8, even as soap product of the susceptibly alkali NH4OH may have a discrete pH cost of 8.0 to 9.5. Next, leaf pandan. One of the materials that come from nature and has the ability as a dye or a perfume is the aromatic pandan plant. Fragrant pandan is a kind of monocotyledonous plant from the Pandanese who own circle of relatives that has inexperienced leaf and a unique aromatic aroma. This plant is regular location is years on gravel on the rims of shady ditches. In several studies, that pandan leaf can be used as antibacterial, anti-diabetes, anti-cancer, and antioxidant. Based on the solvent extract and pandan leaf have the potential as a repellent or can repel the arrival of the Aedes albopictus mosquito. Next, tools and materials. Number 1, tools, blender, a filter, pipa cup, 2000 ml, pipa cup, 1500 ml, mason cup, 100 ml, mason cup, 150 ml, mason cup, 10 ml, top pen blends, wax gels, next spatula, stirrer, thermometer, hot plate, stative and fan, funnel, and last mold glass. Second material, VCO, virgin coconut oil. Number 2, 13% NaOH. Number 3, stearic acid. Number 4, ethanol, 17%. Number 4, sugar. Number 6, glycerin. Number 7, last, aqueous. Next method, number 1, prepare tools and material. Number 2, the pandan leaf and the blend and the extract is taken by filter. Number 3, with 25 grams of PCO, 13.75 grams stearic acid, and 4 grams of sugar. Number 4, measure 22 ml of ethanol and glycerin. 13.75 ml of 13% NaOH and 15 ml of pandan leaf extract. 5, mixing VCO and stearic acid stirred until homogeneous at a temperature of 60 for 65 levels Celsius. Number 6, add ethanol, 13% NaOH, granulate sugar, and glycerin stirred until homogeneous at the temperature of 16 for 16.5 levels Celsius. Number 7, add the pandan leaf extra little by little, stir until the mixture thickness. Number 8, pour the mixture in the mold and wet until it's solid. And last, taking the soap out of the mold. Okay, last slide. Conclusion. Soap are alkali metal salt, usually sodium salt of fatty acid. Soap function in many ways as cleaning agent. Soap is produced by saponification process, which is the hydrolysis of fat into fatty acid and glycerol under alkali condition. Basic condition company acid are NHOA or NKOH. Pandan leaf can be used is soap making, where pandan leaf themselves can be used with antibacterial, anti-diabetes, anti-cancer, and antioxidant as solvent extra, and pandan leaf have the function as a repellent or can repel Aedes albopictus mosquitoes. Thank you for my presentation. Any question for my presentation?
Okay, thank you so much, Ninda, for giving such as informative and interesting presentation. Okay, now are the time for the question and answer session. I would like to have two questions from the participant. Please, if you wanna ask to Ninda, raise your hand. Okay, Andika Wibowo, please ask your question for Ninda.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Uchi. Ninda, how long does it take for the soap to harden? Then what is the process for hardening? Is it open to close? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, are there any more questions? If there are no questions, I wanna ask question to Ninda. Ninda, is there a soap quality test in making the soap? Then what will be tested in the soap? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chi.
So I have two questions in here. One question come from Andika, and another question come from myself. Ninda, if you ready to answer the question, please please give your answer.
Okay, thank you, Chi. Okay, number one question for Andika. How long does it take for the soap to hard? Then what is process to hardening? Is the open or closed? The drying time is about 1 night, and the process is carried out in a closed room because in under order to avoid contamination of dirty air outside the room. What is the answer, Mas Andika?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, next question for Uchi. Is there soap quality test in making soap? Then what will be tested in the soap? Yes, there is quality test for soap, wherein are required with the quality requirement for soap. The tests carried out include the water content test, the free fatty acid content test, and the pH value test on the soap. What is the answer?
Okay, understand it. Thank you, Ninda.
Thank you very much.
Okay, what the presentation Ninda is already understand, right? If you all already understand, let's move to other speaker. The third speaker is Elsa, who wanna tell about making aromatic candle with use cooking oil. So, Elsa, please explain the material.
Okay, thank you, Uchi. Hello, guys. Let me introduce myself. My name is Elsa Febriyanti. Here I will present my presentation with the title of making aromatherapy candle from used cooking oil. Okay. Cooking oil. Cooking oil is one of the foodstuffs that are needed by humans in everyday lives. After being used repeatedly, the cooking oil becomes used cooking oil. Actually, the used cooking oil can still be reused after the reprocessing process is carried out. But because of the food safety of consuming reprocessed cooking oil, it is still a first debate due to the alleged acrolein compound that can cause poison to humans. Usually, used cooking oil or cooking oil that is used many times is discarded because it has no use value. Disposal will be worse that is not good for the environment. Moreover, moreover, if the waste is disposed of in reverse and also if it is disposed of in plastic bags, it will be difficult to decompose and cause new problems. Disposal of used cooking oil into ditches or into the ground will contaminate water or soil. Environmental pollution affected by liquid waste dumped in rivers must be reduced by effort to treat waste from households. Use cooking oil that is thrown away without quantifiable processing will require environmental improvements that are not only difficult but will also cost a lot of money. Then, another alternative is to use as cooking oil as raw material for non-food industries such as candles. Okay, next, aromatherapy candles. Aromatherapy candles are candles that contain fragrance ingredients that can be used as refreshing, relaxing, and healing diseases. Aromatherapy candles can be used for a variety of purposes, including relieving stress and anxiety. Aromatherapy candles provide a therapeutic effect. Aromatherapy candle formula made in the form of paraffin, stearin, odorant, durable knobs, oil dye, lemongrass, lime leaves, and household was owned by the village, namely cooking oil left over from frying. Okay, next tools. Number 1, candle wick or candle rope or garden. In order for the candle wick to stand upright, a special candle which is needed. If it is an emergency, you can ask a harness. This rope is used as the wick of the candle. If you don't have one, you can use beauty garden. Candle rope can purchase at the building store. Number 2, glass cups or jam glass jars. The glass cup is used for the candle holder later. Don't ask plastic because it will melt when burned. Can use aluminum cans, but be careful when the candle is lit. Number 3, digital scales. Number 4, pots or pans and spatula. The pan is used specially for processing used cooking oil. Number 5, grater. Grater is used to grate the waxing material, namely paraffin. Okay, next material. Number 1, paraffin. Buy paraffin as needed only, which is 100 to 250 grams. The amount of 250 grams can produce 3 glass candles. 2. Aromatherapy perfume seed. The use of this perfume seed is used to remove the smell of the cooking oil. Number 3. Cooking oil. Use cooking oil left over from frying meat or non-meat together. If dirty, filter first. However, the dirt usually settles, so it doesn't need to be filtered. The smell the smell of used cooking oil can be conferred with perfume and the result will not appear the smell of used cooking oil at all. Number 4. Outgrade for food coloring or optional. Okay, next method. Number 1. Weigh the ingredient first, both paraffin and used cooking oil. Weigh in a ratio of 1 to 1. For example, 100 grams of used cooking oil, 100 grams of paraffin. Number 2. Grate the paraffin first cut in cut it into small pieces because of the paraffins. Turn on the gas stove and heat the cooking oil using low heat. If it feels hot enough, add the paraffin and stir until well mixed. This is similar to when we heat butter or margarine. If it's all due at the perfume seeds, just enter as needed by smelling it. If it is enough, stop giving perfume. Stir to mix the perfume evenly, cooking oil and paraffin. Number 4. Pat also the witch into the cooking oil that has been cooked with paraffin earlier. The goal is for the witch of absorb oil. Because of our experience, if not soaked in oil first, the rope or cotton burns out when the candle is lit using a match. Different if giving oil first. If so, insert the wick into the glass cup. The wick that is exposed to cooking oil that has been mixed with the paraffin will quickly harden, so the axis will be stiff. This actually makes it easier to pat the wick in the glass later. Number 5. Insert the wick in the middle of the glass, then pour the cooking oil. Pour it up to from the end of the axis the rope. Don't pour until the wick sinks. It will be difficult when you want to burn the wick. Wait for it to cool completely. About 2 hours at room temperature, or if you want it to cool faster, put in the refrigerator. However, be careful, wait for the wax to cool completely and then put in the fridge. Number 6. The candle is ready to use. Based on experience, it takes several tries until it finally turns on. Usually, 2 to 3 times it's provided by fire and then it's just light up. Okay, next, conclusion. Making this candle can increase the use and economic value of used cooking oil, which was originally just washed into something useful. Through the manufacture of candle can reduce environment pollution due to the disposal and immediate use cooking oil. Next. Okay, here is a picture showing finishing aromatherapy candles. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Elsa, for giving such as informative and interesting presentation. Okay, now are the time for the question and answer session. I would like to have 2 questions for the participant. Please raise your hand if you wanna ask to Elsa. Does anyone to ask? Please raise your hand. Okay, Fathia, you can tell your question for Elsa.
Okay, thank you, Uci. I want to ask to Elsa, why do you use cooking oil as the main raw material? Why not use other household wash? Thank you.
Are there any more question? One more question? Oh, okay, Andika. Please ask your question to Elsa.
Okay. Okay, Elsa. How do you get the used cooking oil for making these aromatherapy candles? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Fathia and Andika for the question. So here I have two questions. The first one from Fathia and the second one from Andika. Okay, Elsa, do you ready to answer the question? If you are ready, here we go.
Okay, thank you, Uchi. Thank you, Fathia and Andika, for your question for me. Okay, I will answer question from Fathia Rosyida. I think it because used cooking oil was easy to get due to the high conversion of Indonesian people for oil, and by being used as aromatherapy candle, the used cooking oil can have a useful way, and also by being used as cooking oil candles, it doesn't damage the environment because if used cooking oil is thrown away without processing, it will damage the environment because it will pollute the soil and water. So that it will require environmental improvements that are not only difficult, but will also cost quite a bit. Okay? Fathia, are you understand about my answer?
Okay, thank you, Elsa.
Okay, thank you, Fathia. Okay. Uh, and then I will answer question from Andika. Usually, I get the used cooking oil from street vendors who no longer use the oil. We can also collect the oil from our own house wash. Okay, Andika, are you understand for my answer?
Okay, thank you, Elsa.
Okay, thank you, Andika.
Okay, what the presentation Elsa already understand? If you already understand, let's move to other speaker. The first speaker is Andika, who wanna share about making hand sanitizer from aloe vera. Andika, please explain the material.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you, Uchi. Hello, my name is Andika. Here I will present my presentation with the title of making hand sanitizer from aloe vera. Yeah. Hand sanitizer, or commonly called instant hand sanitizer, is an alternative for human life besides washing hands using soap as a form of activity to avoid bacteria. The greater on hands a lot, the high activity, the te- te- tendency to be contaminated with bacteria is also quite high. Therefore, hand sanitizer is very useful when hand washing activity are limited with soap or detergent. Currently, the manufacture of hand sanitizer is increasing, and public awareness of this product is quite large as the outbreak of the coronavirus COVID-19 begins to infect several people in Indonesia. One of the right steps is to always provide hand sanitizer to crazy everyone. However, the current very high price and the scarcity of the main raw material is very necessary. In fact, effort in combining chemicals and natural ingredients as a source of secondary metabolites, including alkaloids, flavonoids, steroids, and terpenoids that are captured in plenty. Some natural ingredients that have been proven to be efficacious for human and have antiseptic properties are aloe vera. In addition to having antiseptic properties, it has properties for skin beauty. Next, aloe vera has been crowned by the public as natural moisturizer. In addition, several advantages of aloe vera which are summarized by Wijaya in his research, namely the flesh of the aloe vera plant contains flavonoids. Besides, it also contains tannins and polyphenols. This saponin has ability as a cleanser, so it's effective for healing open wounds, while the tannin can be used as a prevention against wound infection because they have antiseptic and burn healing properties. Flavonoids and polyphenols have activity and antiseptic. In aloe vera, flavonoids function as bacterial antioxidant and inhibit bleeding on the skin. Tannin have antiseptic properties that prevent damage caused by bacteria or fungi acts and trigen, which can cause skin to close, stopping minor bleeding. Polyphenols are phenol derivative compounds that have antioxidant activity. Steroid and inflammatory, antiseptic, and pain relief. Another use aloe vera is that is a sulfur and this better cleaning power than water. As a plant that can find easily in Indonesia, the of aloe vera extract ingredient for making hand sanitizer function as skin softener. People can also easily make it at home, so they don't need to confuse about finding or buying hand sanitizer product at shopping center. Hand sanitizer with antiseptic hand sanitizer is a way out this problem. However, several types of hand sanitizer on the market. The alcohol concentration plus 50% to 70% and antibacterial agent. The use alcohol hand sanitizer is considered to be less of hard because alcohol is organic sulfur can dissolve the layer of fat and sebum on the skin which function as protector against infection with microorganisms. Alcohol is also flame and white repeat which cause drain and irritation of the skin. Next, tools: basin, knife, blender, spoon, filter, funnel, percent packing container. Next, material: 1 ethanol 70% 75 ml, essential oil glycerol 2 ml, Aloevera 23 ml. Next, metodenya: 1 mixing 75 ml 70%, ethanol 2 ml, essential oil glycerol 23 ml, Aloevera, then stir until homogeneous. 2. Leave it for a while that air trapped in solution come out. 3. Then put the mixed solution in the small packing bottle. Next, found solution: Handsanitizer or hand sanitizer has benefit of killing disease causing germs on the husk of the mug. Also easy, just be mixing ethanol, glycerol, and Aloevera juice on container according to the predetermined dose. The cover and wait for 3 days. After that, the hand sanitizer is ready to use. Next. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much, Andika, for giving such as an informative and interesting presentation. Okay, now the time for the question and answer session. I would like to have 2 questions from the participant. Please, if you wanna ask a question for Andika, please raise your hand. Okay, Elsa, you can ask your question from for Andika right now.
Okay, I want to ask a question present by Andika. What is the reason you make hand sanitizer using natural? Okay, thank you.
Okay, are there any more questions? If there are no questions, I will ask question for Andika. Andika, why you choose aloe vera as a ingredient in this experiment to make hand sanitizer? Thank you. Okay, so I have 2 questions. The first one from Elsa, and the second one is for myself. Andika, are you ready to answer the question? If you are ready, please
Ready?
tell your answer.
Yes. Elsa? Wait. Elsa, what the reason you make hand sanitizer? Answer: aloe vera plant or aloe vera as the main ingredient for making hand sanitizer because it easily abstain on content ingredients that are safe to use. I understand, Elsa?
Yes, I understand. Thank you, Andika.
You're welcome. Yeah, and answer question from Uchi. What are the ingredients of aloe vera so you choose to make hand sanitizer? Answer: the content of the aloe vera plant contains points and flame pods. Besides this also contain tannin and flavonoids. The The saponin has the ability as cleaner, so it's effective for healing open wounds, while the tannins can be used to prevent against wound infection because they have antiseptic and burn healing properties. Flavonoids and polyphenols have activity as antiseptic in Aloevera. Flavonoids function as antibacterial, antioxidant, and inhibit bleeding on the skin. Tanning have antiseptic properties that prevent. You understand, Uchi?
Okay, I understand. Thank you so much, Andika.
You're welcome.
Okay, so for Andika, are there any more questions? If there are no questions, let's move to the last one. The last one is my presentation. So I gonna talk about how to make local microorganism with stale rice. Next. Introduction. Household waste, especially stale rice, is increasing every day with the increasing population. The solution that can be offered to overcome the problem of increasing the amount of residual household waste is by applying stale rice as small or local microorganisms. There are a number of important nutrients contained in rice, among carbohydrate, protein, minerals such as iron, phosphorus, manganese, selenium, magnesium, potassium, and a number of vitamins. This content is certainly very beneficial for plant growth. However, these steroids cannot necessarily be applied directly to plants. Stale rice must be processed first in order to be useful for plants, one of which is by making local microorganisms. Local microorganisms are fermented liquid made from natural ingredients that contain microorganisms that have the potential to transform organic matter, stimulate growth, control pests, and plant diseases. Local microorganisms contain micro and macronutrients and also contain bacteria that are useful for plants. Local microorganisms also contain growing hormones such as gibberellin, cytokinin, and auxin, which serve as plant growth stimulating substances. Other benefits of local microorganisms, among others, the first, improving the physical, chemical, and biological properties of the soil. Second, nourishing plants, increasing crop production, and maintaining product stability. The third, adds soil nutrients by watering them into the soil, plant or spray into the leaves. And the fourth, speed up the manufacture of organic waste compost or animal waste. Next. How to use local microorganisms? The first, as a decomposer or as a leaf fertilizer and or as a drop fertilizer. For as a decomposer, mix the local microorganism with water by 1:5. Feed on the organic material that bought the compost. As a leaf fertilizer, mix the local microorganism with water and 200 ml of local microorganism for 14 liters of water, then spray it on the plant. 3. As a drop fertilizer, mix 300 ml local microorganism with 10 liters of water, then lay on a plant at a dose of 250 50 or milli per plant. Be careful not to hit the stem of the plant. Next, tools and material. In this experiment, we use tools such as pole, paper, and bottle. And the material or ingredient that we can use is rice, sugar, and water. The main ingredient of local microorganism the main ingredient of local microorganism are made up for carbohydrate, glucose, and starches of microorganism. In the manufacture of microorganism in this time, cell rice act as starches of microorganism and carbohydrate, while sugar is starch of glucose. Water recommended using rainwater because it does not contain chlorine, alum, or preservative. Next, method. First, place one bowl of cell rice covered with paper in a damp place and let it stand for 3 days until the mushroom grow yellow. Second, make a liquid sugar by mixing 1 liter of water with 5 tablespoons of sugar. 3. Make a sugar solution with moldy rice, mixing it perfectly. 4. A mixture of rice and sugar solution is kept quiet for 7 days until mixture has an impression of tape and microorganism, local microorganism, ready for use. After the first stage is done, it can be seen the result of making local microorganism for cell rice. If the smell from the manufacture of local microorganism from cell rice is like the smell of tape, then the local microorganism that has been made successfully. But if what is smell is a false smell like the smell of swear water, it means that the local microorganism for cell rice that has been made has not worked. Failure to make a local microorganism can be caused by lack of techniques in closing the bottle use. It can also be caused because the storage of the bottle does not match the temperature, may be too hot or too cold. Next, conclusion. Cell rice can be used as a raw material for producing local microorganisms. The treatment of these local microorganisms needs to be socialized because they have many benefits. The first, raw material for fertilizer production are readily available. Second, the manufacturing process was simple and inexpensive. Third, reduce environmental pollution caused by cell rice. 4. Cutting back on the use of chemical fertilizer and turning to healthier, organically grow plants. So yeah, this is my presentation. If you wanna ask a question for me, please raise your hand. Are there any question for me? Oh, okay, Ninda. Please ask your question.
Okay, thank you, Ci. question, how long can local microorganism be stored? How long to?
Okay. Thank you, Ninda. Any question? There are any question for me? Okay, only Ninda who asked question for me, so I want to answer that Ninda give to me. How long can local microorganism be storage? Local microorganism can be storage for a long time, can be up to a year or more. Although the content of some nutrients in a local microorganism can decrease after being storage. After being storage for a long time, the element nitrogen will decrease for the first week because we know the element is very volatile, while phosphorus, potassium, and several other important elements in microorganism increase for the first week to the 5 weeks, but began to fall flat and tended to fall with long storage. Do you understand that?
Yes, thank you, my understanding.
Okay, thank you, Ninda. Are there any more questions? Okay, if there are no any question and all of you understand what I presentation in here, so this is finally we come. We come to the end of this presentation. I would like to thanks to the speaker for the informative and interesting presentation, and all the participants for their very attractive participation. Finally, applause to the speaker and all of you here. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.